Welcome back, 5 Aces.
Battle control initialized.
Hey people, 5 Aces here. The time of the backlog is over. The backlog is dead. Long live the backlog. Well, RHL Season 10 has officially concluded, on my channel that is. In reality it has actually concluded 6 months ago, but that's besides the point. So I'm now able to dedicate myself to some newer matches, and lo and behold, I have found some absolutely great series provided to me courtesy by the replay package of Mr. I Like Men, who has been really going hard on providing me with castable content, so shoutouts to him again. And this is a best of 5 again between two players who have not been able to let it go. These players are not like Elsa and Anna. They're not letting it go at all. They have been facing off against each other in a best of 7 series that I casted. And this is now a best of 5 series to just, ooh, stutter stepping, nice. Nice micro. This is a best of 5 series to just round it off. And the players in question, you've already spotted them in the scoreboard. It is in the bottom left, spawning as France, the wunderkind coming over from the RA2 scene, Mr. Kav. And his opponent, more of a Soviet player, it seems to be, and really good on the micro side, as we've observed a couple casts ago, Mr. Sup. So some really punchy names, I gotta say. And the map in question is Mountain Ridge Redux. The first Grenadier push has already been averted, crisis averted here, but there is still one Grenadier lurking. This is a map that I hold dearly in my heart. Very tricky to play due to the nature of the comm centers. So one thing about neutral structures that people tend to undervalue is the fact that they don't get auto-targeted when the enemy moves or advances past them. So if you capture this, you have line of sight of basically the entire enemy base, or at least the front line thereof, and your opponent may not be aware of this, so you need to manually force fire and target the comm center down if you want to take care of that. Both players take in the opposite routes here, both take in their double derricks, and I think there is nothing more on the corners. Yeah, this map is relatively barren. So a standard double ref build here on both sides, and really light on the infantry for Kav. Most of his rifles are just scattered about trying to protect the oil derricks, but he's not adhering to the GOAT meta of massing early. He's not the biggest fan of bulking and massing and protein shakes, it seems. He's starting to chill out here with a Ranger opener against an APC. Tends to usually just be a matter of utility. Those vehicles can't really kill each other. But yeah, I'm really excited. This is the first in a best of 5 series, and I couldn't be more stoked. Today is the day when I've got some time to cast as well. APC with its bulky chassis and frontal armor is just going out on an adventure, while the Ranger is trying to get some picks as well. Ooh, I think that might have been a dead engineer, or is it on left hand? Ah, no, just waiting in the wings. Both engineers actually should be waiting in the wings now. There's a massive army move out, and Sub's army is probably going to be paying big dividends here, because they're going to be able to overwhelm, outnumber, and get the oil derrick. This oil derrick is ripe for the taking. There we go. Nice micro from Sub here, keeping his rockets hotkeyed to a different control group. Ooh, line of sight though. Alright, he's starting to bleed a little from this. Nice. This rifleman is earning his valor. Damn, son. Alright, that was solid. And yeah, blowing up the comm center. So Kav was aware of the dangers of your opponent, giving just your opponent unmitigated access to free line of sight on your base. 5 harvesters here. 5 harvesters on Sub side as well. And the derricks are being traded off, being blown to smithereens. One of the derricks actually got captured by Kav while Sub was busy with the engagement at the southern side. There is no more engineer here, so it got sniped by the APC while we weren't looking, because there was a little bit of a toss-up there. MCVs are coming out at a relatively even time. Obviously, the Soviet MCV is going to be delayed due to the nature of the APC being a bit more expensive than the Ranger, but that's fine. Just a couple seconds. And you can definitely spot that both these players have the macro down to a T. 5 harvesters, MCV, and the timings are just split seconds apart, and it's mostly due to the different nature of the builds, the different costs here. Not as picture perfect as Goat though, because Goat would have the refinery ready now, but close enough. Close enough. Oh, the harvesters. Yeah, he has noticed. And Sub a little bit behind on the macro slide, but he's also just similar movements here. And this is the time for Calf to max out now. Relatively uneventful and standard early game thus far. Both just maxing out, and both also retaining their light vehicles, which is a pretty big deal, I'd have to say. So only 3 harvesters in the main base. No cheese builds going on here. Move out to the southern front lines with for Sub. Calf is going to the north. They're gonna meet each other in a very awkward way, because both these players are angling for the main base while they're leaving their own flanks wide open, so it's kind of weird. Alright, let's see where this leads us. The rest of the armies being rallied to the north, respectively, and a macro refinery. I really like this. It is easily snipeable by some tank flanks, but at the same rate, it just provides you with access to basically 2 expansions for the price of 1. Ooh, Sub already moving, Calf already moving back. Sub's first foray into Calf space has been really successful. 2 harvesters are going down here. Yep, moving ahead with the tank as well, such as not to... Okay, on the other side, this got mostly deflected. There is still an army about. Only 1 harvester lost, but he's advancing onto the main base. Okay, this is interesting. This, I think eventually Sub is going to be able to stop this, and then it's going to be in his favor. At the time present, it's not looking too good for him, because he's bleeding a lot of... Ooh, this is his main base. If he loses the war factory, he's going to be in dire straits. Okay, the tank comes out at a very inopportune time, but at least it bought some time for tanking. So, yeah, this is starting to get cleaned up. Ooh, rough. What a brutal engagement. Flame towers are starting to curb the infantry presence here, and it's mostly tanks remaining. Okay, I think Sub has this under control. On the other side, oh, splits the army really nicely. That was just perfectly played from Sub. I really gotta commend this man's micro. He really knows what he's doing there with his units. The micromanagement on point, and Calf has opted for a more macro game-centric route, but he's lost a lot of assets in the recent phase of this game. He's bled a lot of infantry. It was a costly hold for Sub, but at the end of the day, he only lost 1 harvester to the 3 that Calf lost. So definitely, this was going Sub's way. Calf still has a Derrick up on him though, so there's that. Macro refineries here are pretty much untouched. And a very aggressive forward base from Sub. Wow, this is basically on the doorstep. He's knocking at the front door. Base push mode commenced. But there is a sizable army out. I really could have checked the combat tab. Yeah, Sub killed more. The economy is about even again. Calf is slightly behind in overall assets, but most of those are defensive. Because he was forced into investing a lot into flame towers, let's put it that way. Damn. What a savage overture to this matchup. Ah. Trying to find the ore trucks. Unfortunately though, this was not coming to fruition. Man, the entire army of Calf is moving out. Ooh, Sub is playing him. Sub is trying to pull him apart here with a 2-prong attack. Actually a 3-prong. He's starting to snake walk onto the base, while simultaneously pulling the entire army of Calf into a completely out of position. This is really smart from Sub. Oh man, Calf is not gonna like what he's seeing there. Yeah, field defenses down. Knocking at the front door. There is more from the north. Oh, Calf is in big trouble. This is big trouble for the man. He's going for a double war factory, but I'm not sure whether he can hold this. I also really like this tank being parked into the ore lines, because this just means that this is gonna chip away at the ore truck. And if you don't do something about it, you're gonna start losing ore trucks left, right, and center. Yep, this is gonna be the case here. 1 down. Soon to be 2. Oh, parking denied. Beautifully played here. and converging his armies such as to withstand the all-in push from Cav. Sub has been playing this impeccably well. The double flame towers plus the Tesla coils in the backlines. This has been just textbook play. Man, this is a vehicle graveyard. This is where harvesters go to die. Combat tab even. Economy tab. Very much in favor of Sub for now. Harvesters 8/3. If he doesn't lose to an all-in push now, he's got this. Speaking of which though, the all-in push is coming, man. There is still so much army left. After losing so much, how does Cav still have the army left? How does he maintain his army and mass lead? Oh man, this is insane. Maybe it's just all those field defenses. This is the main base though. If the main base goes down, his army is eventually going to start drying up. Oh, little tank drive-by. Cav is playing it so well. He's playing his out of his mind here. Damn. This is insane. Yeah, first war factory down. He needs to kill the service depot next. No more tanks. No more frontline. No more vehicle production, or at least no more useful vehicles. He knows where this is coming from, so Sub has already bolstered his defenses there on the southern perimeter. But yeah, this with his compact army style, Cav is still managing to breach through here. What an insane match. There is still a large army out and about. And how is he still in this game? He has 1 Conyard left. 3 harvesters. His economy is in shambles, but he still has the bigger army for the time being. Taking out the oil derrick now. At least that gives away the position, reveals where the position is. Sub has got all the infrastructure left. He's got all the trumps in his hand. He just needs to stop this one all-in push and then just fortify his lead from there. But it's looking very, very good for him in game 1. Man, this is what I signed up for. Hell yeah. Tesla coil, just deterring some tanks from entering. Yeah, honestly, he needs to raise this base as well. And, oh, his MCV got taken out here, so he obviously doesn't have build radius. So this expansion is probably not gonna mine anything for a while. 4 harvesters now. All in push. He has sold so many refineries. Look at the amount of techies. This is starting to look like, you know those times after during the Great Depression when people would just sit around with signs saying, please, I will work for anything. Yeah, it's pretty much that. Overqualified workers. Man, that's rough. 3 tanks splitting off from the main force. The main force is about to be revealed by the rifle infantry. Oh! This got abandoned. This is an abandoned mining base. Weird. Why did Sub transfer his harvesters? They didn't get sniped at any point in the game. Oh well. Oh, he has transferred all of his harvesters to the westernmost. I think it's because this is to blindside him, to just to mine from the expansion we would expect it the least, because this doesn't have build radius. This is probably mind games. Light tank push now. Man, how does he still have this large of an army? I don't get it. And now it is Cav pulling Sub apart. What a wonky game. How has Sub not already won this? The assets? He is stalling. His cash flow is definitely not looking good anymore. Maybe he should go for tech. Radar tech is really good defensively as well. If your opponent just comes in with those large infantry blobs, you just park a few V2s next to your ore refineries and watch the enemy infantry go up in flames. Alright. This army is also getting taken out here. Beautiful. Nice little skirmish win for Sub. He needs to take this over the finish line. He needs to not die to the all-in. Oh man, and this is only game 1, mind you. Really beautiful position. The defensive positioning here is impeccable, but still getting overwhelmed. Oh, wow. How is this even happening? He still has build radius, so flame towers can come out at a minute's notice. 1 harvester down. Oh man, the infantry, there's just so much infantry. So many harvesters dying here. This is eventually gonna die down. Because eventually the flame towers are just gonna, by sheer number values, they're gonna be able to stop this. All the tanks are closing in from all sides, from all angles. Oh my lord. What is this game? One more flame tower for the road. More medium tanks streaming in as well. Okay, the main army is rotating, while a little dispatch is taking care of the main base. However, this is gonna be a very costly push because he's on attack all. He's busy dealing with the incursion in his main base. The crushes are stellar. Oh my goodness. Those crushes have just wiped out an entire infantry platoon. Still though, this is stoppable. Okay, we're gonna do another eco count, and this time it's not looking as good for Sub as it used to a couple minutes ago anymore. He is stalling hard. Cav is floating. Combat tab. Lead for Cav now. Economy tab. Still a lead for Sub, but most of that is in defensive forces. Look at the rifle count. Rifle count, tank count, the active army is so much larger for Cav, despite him losing so much in the early game. He just, honestly, it was his bank that saved him. What a crazy match. Okay, 16 minutes deep, and we're just now getting started. The match is going back into like one base tier 1.5 spam. Oh, the harvesters, send them back to the front lines. They need to work. Putting in some overtime. Oh, on the right hand side, nothing. Wait, the service depot got sniped. Or did it get sold off, maybe? Nah, it should have been sniped, I guess, by the tank army. Another harvester down here. What's the harvester count now? Still 5 over 4. But he's stalling so hard. Okay, let's get back to the production tab. That's usually the most relevant information. I think he should sell off those field defenses. They don't provide you with much. And that's 2k in the bank if you sell this off. Also, killed it well, Derek. That's just for a freebie. That's just a given. But in a match this heated, it sometimes just doesn't cross your mind. This is insane. Alright, MCV now trying to reestablish a base. Yeah, he's resorting to APC spam. Now, APC spam doesn't have to be terrible. It can be quite good, actually, if you get some good crushes. The main perks are they are faster than heavy tanks, and they don't leave husks. And the part of them not leaving husks is absolutely huge. Do not underestimate that, because that basically means that they don't block each other. Man, push onto the main base again. Sub's army out of position. Cav has 2 armies. What is this? What is this madness? Oh, another one going down. Harvesters. So many harvesters being lost this game. APC has to put in some overtime to get some good crushes. Nope. He's using it to tank for his infantry to get into position. Alright. So this has been cleaned up, but again at the cost of a harvester. Man, he's got to be scrambling so hard for money. Feels like a millennial. A true match of the millennials. Okay, yeah, he's selling off some structures here and there. This defensive line needs to go. 2k in the bank. That's all he needs for now. Yeah, we're gonna check the eco again. Stalling, he is still 2k ahead somehow. He has 4 harvesters, under 5. And is building a service depot. So I think the momentum has shifted so much that it's really hard for him to come back now. Okay, attacking the main base. Or what's left thereof. There is one last barracks here. Awesome. This is just what the doctor ordered. Wait. Oh my. He's moved out of his main base. That is an interesting move, to say the least. So, it all boils down to a big standoff. Macro refinery has been re-established. Not much to mine anymore, but that's fine for now. Where is the MCV of Sub? He did have an expansion in MCV, did he? Oh no! He had to cancel it. So, he's constricted. Oh no, there it is. Never mind. Please, sell off the defensive lines. That doesn't help you too much here. Yeah, he knows where it's coming from. His gamer sense is telling him this is gonna be the push onto the main base. Oh my lord, Cav! How do you have so many tanks? How? He's just sitting back maxing. He was on one base. He was mining from 4 mines. No, yeah, 4 mines. 1, 2, 3, 4. How does he have the economy to support this? I swear to God, like, he has a deal with Pishodi. Somehow he's getting a discount on his tanks. He's buying them in bulk. You know how sometimes you buy at one of those big retailers where you can buy in bulk. It's like the Walmart of tanks. You buy 100 for the price of 60. Oh my. Can you stop this? If I were in Sub's shoes now, what would I do? Teching doesn't help you against the tank columns. 1, 2, 10. It's 10 mediums. There is more in the main base. Oh, how? Oh, this one tank attempting a run by. Oh no, it's gonna get out repaired. Not like this. Not like this. Okay, he knows what's coming. This is the last stand, is it? What a match. We're 21 minutes deep, and I still can't call it. I still can't call it either way. This is crazy. Straight up crazy town. Oh, he's going for the eco. That's good. That is the one vulnerable spot that Cav has, because Cav is really low on the econ. Oops. Still didn't get the harvester. Oh, that's it. The main engagement. Tank lines are moving in. This is such a wide defensive front. APCs are getting chewed up before they can even connect. Oh my goodness, I need to pull the harvesters. There's no other way. And even with that, even with pulling the harvesters, is it gonna be enough? Ooh, this is a battle for the ages. Line of sight is not there anymore. Okay, the tanks have mostly died. There's 5 more, never mind. Good grief. How? Okay, Cav is pulling back behind the flame tower. There is more tanks! Tanks! We need more tanks! Just reminds me of the CNC General's challenge against General Kwai, I believe is his name. How has Cav managed to pull this back? I am baffled. I am absolutely clueless as to how he managed to pull this game back the way he did. There is just too many tanks. They're starting to fall prey. More tanks. More tanks inbound. How? Good grief. Okay, this is a worthy, like, this would be a worthy best of 5 finals. Like the final match in a best of 5 series. Honestly, sell off infrastructure. That is something that I see players do way too little. Those superfluous refineries are actually hindering or just delaying your income. Because sometimes if harvesters have no docking spot, instead of waiting, they're gonna take the longer route and it's gonna cost you income. That is something easy you can do to maximize both your income and also your liquid assets. Or your liquidity, not your assets. Minimize your assets, maximize your liquidity. Yeah, wide front. Again, with 8 tanks coming in. You can't stop this anymore. The tank sledgehammer is coming down onto Sub here. GG, well played indeed. What a game 1. Jeez Louise. Alright. That is a 1-0 up for Cav. I would have liked to say 1-0 up for Sub. Just because of the rhyme. Not an alliteration, a rhyme. But damn, it wasn't meant to be. He was so far ahead, but Cav just managed to maintain his cool, retain his units, and then eventually find one big push. What a match. Game 2 on the menu. See you in a sec.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
And here we are, finding ourselves on Annihilate. I guess they were just working their way through the RHL Season 10 map pool. By the way, a shame that these players did not manage to join the RHL. I think it was for a lack of wanting to join. But anyway, be that as it may, faction switcheroo this time around, Cav as Russia, and Germany for sub. You know, I say this all the time. Why not chrono tanks? By the way, Russia versus Germany tier 3 matchup is one of the most fun matchups you can have in OpenRA. Chrono tanks versus Tesla tanks. This is just hilarious. It's always this measurement of this assessment of, can I blink in? Can I take the Tesla tanks out? Do we have to transition back into light tanks to catch the Tesla tanks off guard? Because sometimes the Russian players will go for a Tesla tank flag spam combo and even opt out of infantry. You can actually, as Russia, it's one of the only factions where you can opt to forego infantry. Ooh, nice spearheading force from sub. And Germany as well to an extent, because chrono tanks, despite the nature of the weapon, are insane against infantry if you blink onto the infantry blob. But you need a certain saturation of chrono tanks, let's put it that way, in order to achieve that. And that's really hard. So this is kind of a mistake from sub, I would say. He is fortifying one derrick and capturing the other. This is just going to lead to him being overwhelmed, because where else does sub have to go? Where else does Cav have to go? This is literally his only option that he had. So he maybe should have seen that one coming. So instead he's gonna delay his engineer. Oh, those barrels. That was nice. A nice attempt. Barely missing it by an inch. Ooh, this is gonna be tense. I think sub's got this. Perfect snipe. Perfect. And sending them out as well. I've really got to commend sub for his micro multitasking. He has been a player who has definitely earned his valor in the micro department. Cav obviously as well, and I've never seen Cav progress past tier 1.5, I believe. He's just so adamant on adding more tanks. He is General Kwai. Oh wow! Aggression onto the main base, tried to snipe a power plant. Pillbox says no. Oh Pillbox of the trench, what is your wisdom? That's pretty much it. Nice early skirmish wins here for sub. Again, he's finding himself in a really, really comfortable position. His combat tab is going to be through the roof. Yeah, 1k. Wait. Huh? Cav killed an engineer. Cav killed way more than 1,200. This doesn't... I swear, this doesn't seem right to me. I mean, he lost a lot of units there, he lost a lot of units on retreat, and he lost units to the pillbox. Was that only 7 rifles? It looked like way more to me. Because an engineer is 500. Also, sub has retained his engineer, so these numbers don't add up to me. Something's off here. Anyway, maybe I'm just mistaken, maybe I'm just being silly and miscounting. Still though, I feel like the early game was definitely in Cav's favor. No! In sub's favor, yeah. The asset lead is 1k. So that would support my thesis. I was just confused by the colors there for a second. Oh, blocking with the light tank, I think. Yes! Oh, and there was something inside as well, 125. Yeah, that was an engineer. Ouch! Okay, let's check the combat tab again. Yeah. Weird. So definitely a massive lead for sub this time around. Cav is gonna retaliate by sniping the oil derrick. Right hand side, the oil derrick has been taken. Aggression onto Cav's second oil derrick is gonna come out in a second. Oh my goodness, the main base is unprotected. If only sub were a little more decisive here. Cav seems like the player who doesn't play with a safety net. Ooh, he also has one of his ore trucks stopped accidentally. He must have mashed the stop key. So his income is dwindling here. Ooh, this game is not looking too hot for him. Because he never has a field defense ready. I barely ever see him do this. He's doing it now. But only once the expansion comes out. I feel like he's someone who doesn't expect the push onto the main early on. Engineer is still on retainer. The entire army for Cav is out and trying to tackle the oil derrick. So let's see how... He has the superior army. Oh, he's gonna cut him off. Ooh, sub is gonna cut him off. This is beautiful. I think he's gonna be in line of sight in just... Oh, he's missed it barely. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, down goes the light tank, goes the meat shield. Expansion is there. Wow. The early game. Absolutely impeccable. Is the engineer still alive? Yes, he is. He's waiting in the wings. He's hiding away from the spectators. He's a bit camera shy, this guy. That's alright. It's cool to be camera shy sometimes. Nice little spotter set. A set of spotters being scattered across the map so he sees any army movement. And he is trying to angle for the main base. Very defensive position from Cav though. With the heavy tank in the front lines as well. Starting to have this weird accent. Howdy. Is that like a Seattle accent or something? But anyway, besides the point, spotters are being traded off here and there. Yeah, winning the skirmish by an inch. This is a scary army that is waiting here in the wings. Yeah. Sub has not been jerking his gherkin. He has definitely been maxing out as well. Oh boy. You're in for a world of hurt here, Sub. Cav. Sub is definitely in a great position. Oh, with the husks providing more defensive lines as well. How? Keep starting to overwhelm again. And the infantry density. I feel like it's mostly the infantry density from Cav that just makes him push through sometimes. But this time, yeah, just barely unsuccessful. As allies, you can, by the way, capture the husks. Would have been an option. Ooh, splitting off his army, that's really smart. Because he knows that Cav has to play defensively. Cav has to position his army here, such as not to lose his main base. Oh, beautiful. Splitting off. Attacking from multiple vectors at once. Cav is not gonna know where to defend first. This might be nasty. This could be turning nasty in just a second. Flame towers, though, are starting to grill most of the infantry. Okay, this push has been thoroughly deflected for no cost to Cav at all. Left-hand side, he got a harvester. Not too shabby. Oh, this harvester's ballsy. He got one harvester and another harvester is seriously wounded. Seriously scratched here. Some power plants being taken out as well. Yeah, that's good, that's good. All the little advantages. They're gonna start adding up over time. On the left-hand side, Cav's first time to move out. I don't see this working though. Yeah. All he needs to do is reroute his infantry. There is the tank back for round 2, back for seconds. Ooh, flamers being added into the mix. I'm seeing some flamers from Cav. That's really nice. I like that. I can commend a good flamer usage. The right-hand side, Cav has been stopped. There are still units dying. Yep. There we are. In terms of combat, I think that, yeah, that definitely goes to sub now. By a large margin, no less. Okay, base push is on. Turret walk has commenced. Operation Trench Warfare is a go. Oh yeah. Look at this map. There is just very, very much red. This is starting to look like the equalizer, but never count Cav out. He is like one of those wrestlers in those staged wrestling matches where it's like, he's down, but then he's getting back up into the ring. Oh my god, is that a steel chair? From the backside with a steel chair, it is Cav! And then it just completely overwhelms you with one strike to the face. One massive punch. Man, it's so much looking like Sub's game though. Second War Factory. Radar Dome for Sub. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I like what I'm seeing. Really good call. If you're ahead, get the tech to help you get farther ahead. Wow, another harvester died here. This tank is still waiting. Can still get a harvester snipe if he parks on the war. Man. What a worthy series. After a bit of an underwhelming RHL Season 10 finale, This is exactly what the doctor ordered. Remedy to all those weak sauce matches. Again, the spotter units are just positioned in such an impeccable way. Yep. Sub spots this, immediately moves his army out. Oh, this is a wide front. This is a wide front. And those units have nowhere to go. They're gonna get crushed by the mediums. The heavy tanks themselves are starting to take a toll though on the infantry. Fighting in those woods is always dangerous because sometimes you just don't leave your infantry space to dodge. Beautiful. At the end of the day, trading off evenly, but that does not favor Cav at the moment. Sub is going for more refineries here. Advanced power plant. Artilleries is starting to come out, okay. Interesting choice, but against someone who is playing so infantry-centric, it makes sense. Black Hawks are iffy against someone who is playing with so much infantry, because, yeah, they're just gonna get one-tapped out of the skies. You just press stop once. Okay, GG has been called. This is the 1-1. This is the equalizer. Oh, we've got ourselves a series at our hands. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna make a cut for this week, and I'm gonna be back next week with a continuation of the series. This has been highly entertaining, so stay tuned. I'm still working on the video. Unfortunately, my editing software is giving me hell, and my computer is not as strong as it appears. Like, it's so weird. On paper, it should be stronger. The processor and graphics card should be way, way better than the ones that I have in my previous laptop, which I used to record for 5 years. The problem is that doesn't reflect in the performance. So the performance is actually sometimes really framey, and I still need to find a way to deal with this. Otherwise, the patch video is gonna be marred by technical issues as well. So yeah, I'm trying to sort that out here. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I'm also, by the way, now after a long time, I've started firing up the Script Forge again and trying to make an OpenRA Academy series for newcomers where I just teach people the ins and outs. I've just started a video on civilian structures that I plan on hopefully releasing somewhere in the near future. So yeah, that's also something to look forward to. Good times for OpenRA ahead, and especially with the development of Tiberian Sun progressing behind closed curtains. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. 5 Aces out.